These are nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. These are the same every time. It's just the base. It's kind of like just the tip, except
It seems like we're more higher end, that it's not flopping into your lap when you move it.
it's just the tip, but an inch and a half further down. Just the base.
Tip it.
Welcome to episode 41 of TheAscertainers. The Ascertainers are, the founder. I feel bad that I have to introduce it, that my back is so sore from introducing it, because it was Mark's idea, and that's Mark.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our show.
Why don't you tell him how this came about, or something, or why you picked me? Was I the last guy you picked?
No, you were probably fifth.
Okay, well, so there was more? Were more?
Yeah, but you were the first to say yes.
Oh, fuck me. All right, well, anyway, yeah, so we're now in 2024. Does it feel different? Does it hit differently, people? We've got a guest on. I'd say special, but the last special guest made me out of stuff she had laying around the house, my mom. So Jason is a repeat guest, but he's a special guy. Jason, want to say hi?
Hey, hi. Happy Friday.
There he is.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Jason's already more relaxed than his first time he was on here. His first time he was a little stiff.
Right.
You had the conference call voice you were kind of using there. You had podcast voice. Now you sound just a little more JET like.
Well, that's good.
I don't know. I
think.
don't know why I just called you.
I can
Justin
see
Timberlake.
where you walk in here, you're intimidated because you're with, two podcast legends.
The cool guys in the neighborhood.
Yeah, the professionalism is off the chart, so it's very intimidating.
Yes. Thank you.
We gave you ice. Well, he had to go get it, but anyway, we had ice. Jason was in the green room earlier, a.k.a. his house. And then he stopped by. He wanted to borrow my shovel, and I said, hey, come on the podcast. But there's nothing to shovel. This has been a brown Christmas and a brown winter, and that's not cool at all.
It's not.
So anyway, the podcast has started, has it not?
It has.
Cool. Well, we only have another 40 or so minutes to go, so let's get right to it. The topic tonight, we struggled. We're as Mark referenced on the last episode, and if you haven't heard it, I highly recommend you go and listen to it. We would love to get ideas for topics from, we know there's some of you out there that listen, so if you could just be a buddy and either go to the Ascertainers on Facebook, that actually would be easiest, and then just send us a message or comment on one of our whatever things that we leave on there. We usually leave like a snippet from an episode. You can just comment on that and say, hey, you guys suck. Also, do something on Zebra, or what's that other band? Who did Blackie Lawless sing for?
WASP.
Wow.
You want to be, look at, oh my shit. Are you on like the Adderall? I mean, you flew out with that answer.
Well, actually, I listened to a WASP song today in my car, so it's fresh in mind.
Tell me one WASP song.
Let me think.
If a WASP song flew in here and stung me on the butt, I wouldn't know it was a WASP song.
Well, I didn't listen to much of that 80s.
Because you were sacrificing for our country?
Yes, and I was like...
Didn't have a radio?
73 years of age, so it just didn't appeal to me.
It's true.
So,
tell us about Nam again. You actually volunteered at age 40, which is weird, dude. Very weird. Most people got drafted for that shit at about 18. So, anyhow, go on Facebook. Is that where I was going with this? Go on Facebook.
Well,
or send us an email on theascertainers@gmail.com. And just, what do you want to hear us talk about? What? Because we're 40 in, and we don't have any good ideas left. I feel like in Dumb and Dumber when he had two pairs of gloves on.
Right.
You had two pairs of gloves on.
But I would like to do an episode of just our listeners sending us stuff in and us reading it on air,
Okay.
on podcast.
Well,
Do you
know
call
what?
it on air?
When you come
when you're
down
doing
from
it?
your mushroom high and get down to reality and no one talks to us online, we'll just have to come up with our own shit.
Well, you know what you do is you make up names and then you read off stuff and you say, "Oh yeah, he's a loyal listener."
Okay. That's good. But we call him like Schmott instead of Scott. And that way you'll be like, it's some other guy. Here's a guy I knew was a chronic masturbator in high school. Schmott! Hey, what do you think about this? Scott's like,
Audie
don't
Schmott.
like that. So the topic tonight is ballads. Ballads. That's the Cry for Help episode is what this will be called, because we're down to ballads. And we will talk about those, and we'll get in there pretty quick. Pretty quick. But we have a couple of little housekeeping items from the previous episode. We just listened to the Pat Morita clip from Gary Gallman. And I'm just going to go ahead and redirect you back to that. Karate Kid Part 1. Oh, JT is going off the rails on a crazy train. What are you doing? Getting on the beer already?
Yeah.
He is. His beer has become cold. He is... what are you drinking there, buddy? Corona? Uh-oh.
C.
Didn't care for it. Shuts the cooler.
Opener.
What an astute observation that the cooler was still open. That's our guy, Jason. So, I think we just do the radio game right now. Well, then we'll do errors and omissions, then we'll get into ballads. How's that sound, Mark?
Oh, stupendous.
Do you have anything you'd like to add, like to bring in? How was your Christmas?
What? Chris? What is
The
this?
birth of Jesus Christ, Mark. It's observed on the 25th of December every year. Maybe you didn't get the memo, but that's when you get a pair of socks from your kids every year.
I didn't even get that.
Jeez, what'd you get?
I guess I got one gym sock.
I literally got no gifts this year. No, I lied. My mother-in-law gave us a gift. The gift of... it was a financial gift.
Oh,
She's
nice.
known to give every year. We appreciate it very much. And then my sister-in-law got me like cocoa, and I think Chris bought me some socks that you can't see when you're wearing shoes that stay on. Apparently that's their big thing. They stay on.
Wow.
Like, I hope so, because I wouldn't be caught dead wearing these things. So anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on there. Jason, how was your Christmas?
Actually, pretty laid back. We had a whole day on Christmas Day. We had our immediate family in the morning for brunch. And that got us primed for my family in the afternoon. They came around too, and they all stayed overnight. So it's kind of a marathon.
So when you say your side of the family, your family's grown this year by 2 whole families.
Yeah, so the immediate family first, including the new daughters-in-law,
Nice.
proper.
Yeah.
And then, my mom and my sisters and my brothers-in-law and my nieces, so they were all there.
Cool. I think I know that crowd. By the way, next time your mom's in town, let's get her on.
Oh, God.
We just had my mom on, and she had a blast, and I think she did a really good job. I think your mom would have just as much fun and would be just as fun. So keep it in mind. Put that in your pocket. Tuck it in.
All right, file it
Tuck it
away.
in like my old friend John T. used to tuck in a piece of gum that you would offer him. He wouldn't chew it right away. There, this is good. We've gone from Audie to mentioning first names, and now me going first name and last initial.
Wow.
And his mannerism, which was you would offer this kid a piece of gum in high school, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, thanks." And then he'd put it in his pocket. And he goes, "I'll chew it later." It's like, that's not how this works, dude. You chew it now.
And I'm giving it to you for a reason.
That's right. Yeah, your breath sticks. That's usually it. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, why would a guy give another guy a piece of gum? Unless he was like sweet on him or something. Anyway.
Well,
Now it's just
good
hitting me.
point.
Huh.
Pulling his hair didn't work, so he thought, I'll give him some gum.
The fuck, dude. Anyway, Jay, did you bring some radio bands or no?
Radio bands, I can wing it.
Game.
Last week, I was in my car. I'm like, oh, this is a band that no one ever picks, and they're like always on, and now I can't remember what it is. But
Well, there's a little piece of paper. We're going to do a little scribbling. But we can, here, well, you think of 4 bands, and I'm going to say that last episode was our 40th episode, and I was trying to figure out what is the, like, there's like the golden anniversary and I did a little research, and it turns out that the first anniversary is the paper anniversary. The 5th anniversary is the wood anniversary, which seems reversed to me.
Well, you can't do the wood later on either. So
Well, then it becomes at year 10, it is the, this is poorly done, even from a phonetics standpoint. The 10th anniversary is the tin anniversary. T-E-I-N. Tin. Tin. The 15th anniversary is crystal. I'm assuming like a vase, not the drug.
name.
Yeah, not meth. And then the 20th is China. The 25th is, do you know it?
Silver.
It is. Yes. The 50th is gold. And then the 60th and the 75th are diamond. So I remember that the 75th was diamond because when I went to the Drake Relays on their 75th year, it was the diamond on the t-shirt. So that's how I learned shit from whatever t-shirt they're selling. And speaking of t-shirts, I think the Ascertainers, I think that our designer must be on strike or is demanding a higher dollar amount that we never really agreed to. So, but if she hears this, we'd love to get your thoughts on what we would look like on a t-shirt. We'll pay for it and everything.
Again, she has a lot on her plate right now. So.
She does. She's been very, very busy. They just moved into a new home, and Chris and I just went up and saw it, and it was quite nice. Quite nice.
I don't know where to go from there.
I don't know. Their cat was even nice to me. They got this cat that's like a small jaguar. It literally looks like a black what do you call that? Is that a jaguar? Is that a
Panther?
Black Panther, and not the hockey skate, Minnesota. Yeah, it has like green eyes and it's just trippy.
Cool.
But apparently it was like really kind of had been treated poorly when they first got it, so it had some people issues, and it was really chill. So that was good. So anyway, radio game. Here we go. I didn't set the timer. So radio game, Mark, you describe it so well. Should we do the gym introduction of the radio game? If you're not sure what the radio game is, listen to 38 episodes before this, and then we describe it. But we pick 4 bands, and then I listen to the radio, and if one of those bands is playing on the station that we always pick, then there's a winner. And in 40 episodes, we've had 2 winners, and I don't think we've had anyone win on the first attempt, unless Charlie did.
I don't remember, and I'm too lazy to go back. And
Charlie,
check, so.
Call in. Dial us in. Text me. Do something. He's got direct access. So, Jay, you want to go first as our guest? Who are your first 2 bands?
So, what are the categories again? What do you call it? Do you call it like legacy bands, and then
We do.
like long shot bands, or what do you call it?
Yeah, kind of like the obvious shit that you would hear, and then and 2 that are a little more, dare I say, esoteric. No, I don't. On this, not for our listeners.
Guests are
far
not
out.
part of that. You can pick.
You can do whatever
anybody
you want. You can pick Styx 4 times if you wanted to.
Even Journey.
Okay, well, so for my legacy picks, I've got the Rolling Stones and Bryan Adams.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, I'll do mine. I've got Bad Company and ZZ Top.
I was gonna do the Rolling Stones, but I'll do Pink Floyd and the Who.
Don't do Pink Floyd. They just won last week. Unless you want to lose.
Well, they might play it again.
If they play again, I will.
And plus,
I will eat this microphone.
And it irritates Jim whenever I say name Pink Floyd. It just
I don't like Pink
bothers
Floyd.
him. Pink Floyd,
Buddy.
Floyd.
It bothers me most as you say. It just Pink Floyd sticks out in your brain. All right, JT. What about your next 2? Did you? I'm curious. Did you? I mean, you're kind of a veteran, so you know. But if you want to go mainstream for your next 2, that's cool.
Wow.
Is that subtle?
He shamed you.
Was that subtle enough there? He's kind of like,
I don't know if you can see my list or why that came up, but I'm going with kind of the long shot or the obscure bands. I'm going with April Wine and the Kings.
yes! He absolutely has embraced what we do here.
Yes.
That's good. I also have April Wine and the Kings. No, I'm sorry. Mine are, I've got Alan Parsons Project and Neil Young.
Oh.
Kind of weird. I'll take CSN and Y if it has to come to that.
Oh, and I have Ray Gomez,
Ray Gomez.
and
fuck
I
is that?
have Alive and Kicking.
Yeah.
Hold
those
on.
Two are a miss
Alive
for
and
me.
Kicking, is that a band?
That's a band.
Yeah, you don't want to
Tighter and Tighter.
win. Okay.
Sure. And Ray Gomez, if you remember, they played it a lot in the 80s or late 70s, 80s. Make Your Move. It's the only thing he did.
Can you hum a few bars? I love when you come up with a song and then you got nothing, but can you give us some of the lyrics to it?
You know, you were...
By the way, I put the earbud in, Pat, to listen to the radio game, and it's a commercial. So now we gotta kill some time.
So all the people listening, the millions of people listening, know who Ray Gomez is. Just because you don't ridicule me about it.
Okay.
And you were all up on your high horse when Pat mentioned a band, and you said, "Oh," or a song, and you said, "Oh, I know who that is," and you were like strutting down the stairs, and
No, it goes like this.
although people
Gotta
can't
get
see
the
what you
elbows
did.
up. Kind of got the thumbs in the armpits and the elbows up. Think about Tom and Jerry. Jerry leading a parade. It's been done.
Well, that's your homework, is to look up Ray Gomez and Alive and Kicking.
Okay. Those are two separate bands, two separate things.
Yes.
All
correct.
right. Well, we have to move on to errors and omissions because there's not a song on the radio, and we've. Oh no! Here's what we do. I remember the recommendation.
I remember.
When there is a commercial playing, then we will pick some of the bands that we talked about, and we will start with Jason and end with you, Mark.
I think I was talking about mine.
Because, Jason, do you know that the lead singer for April Wine passed away recently?
Oh, he did.
Miles Goodwin.
I
Yes,
did
he
not know
died.
that.
And you know how old he was? It was
Probably not much older than us.
within the last month. 75.
Oh, he was that old.
April Wine was on the scene before Rush in Canada. Isn't that
Interesting.
kind of crazy to think about?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty underrated band, you know what I mean?
I know
They're good.
exactly
Oh,
what you mean.
I-
That's what the Ascertainers are on board with that sentiment. And and apparently their off-hit catalog is like just as interesting as, their hits.
He's listening to the radio again, trying to
Interesting. There's a song on, and it is...
Make Your Move by Ray Gomez.
You know what it is? It's not Make Your Move by Ray Gomez. It's the guy who covered it. It's Yes. So it's Owner of the Lonely Heart. Yes.
Owner of a Lonely Heart?
Is that it? I don't know.
Haven't heard that in a long time.
I know. And I think I picked Yes in the past. But that's
So you're a winner.
KQ staple.
Good
Yeah,
for
I
you.
know. I'm not. Did I not? I did not. I would never. When I win, it's going to be not by technicality. Even though I think I picked Heart the week before
Oh, here we go.
when it came on.
You know, I don't even like Yes, but when I got my first CD player, I bought my first disc was a Yes disc,
Yeah.
just because I knew musically it would sound so good, like
Oh, wow.
clean on a CD. So I bought it.
I did the same thing. I bought Steely Dan Asia for the same.
There you go. Right.
Like I want to hear the digital sound, and then isn't it funny how now it's like, yeah, now I want to hear the vinyl again. So
Right.
strange but true. But the band, yes, Mark, your thoughts. They're prog rock legends. One of the best bass players, probably a top 5 rock bassist, Chris Squire. Do you have thoughts?
I don't.
How about negative thoughts?
I
You
don't.
just had no thoughts?
None. It's just a blank canvas
Just
right
your
there.
David Putty on an airplane right now, just staring into space.
Yep. Enjoying it. Just I don't need to think about
That's
things.
good. I am as a Rush fan. So okay, remember we talked about the Pink Floyd Rush paradox. I don't know
I
if you
do.
heard the episode that came out today, Jason, but I think that you could. Well, let's bounce it off you. Do you know anyone that likes both Pink Floyd and Rush?
No.
You either like one or the other, right?
Correct.
However, I think Yes might be like the yang to this yin, that I think that everybody that likes Rush also likes Yes. So it's not an opposite. It's like a magnet. You know what I mean? The positive. I'm not sure how magnets.
But could you have a person that doesn't like either Pink Floyd or Rush, but likes classic rock?
That likes Yes?
No, not even Yes, but they don't like.
I want to meet the person that likes Yes but doesn't like Rush or Pink Floyd, because they're gonna like one or the other. Now we're getting into something. Now we can start to draw this out, like on the whiteboard that you want me to get. Mark's forcing me to buy a whiteboard.
Well, if you don't like Roundabout, you don't like yourself.
No, but I don't understand them. You come up to them, and do you let the other car go first?
Buddy, I'm gonna come over this table if you start making fun of my mom.
No.
How's your mom like Roundabout? Does she have an opinion?
Never heard of it. Actually, my wife told me
No,
that your mom was...
Roundabouts, the literal roundabout on a road.
Oh,
Does your mom
she's
know about
never experienced one, I'm quite certain. When
How?
would she?
Driving to your house?
She doesn't drive to my house.
Oh, how'd she get there?
Well, I either pick her up from my sister's house or my sister brings her down.
There you go. Okay. I didn't know she was not a driver.
Oh, she is, but she doesn't like driving through Minneapolis to get here.
Got you.
Right.
Oh, so you're a good son.
I don't know about that.
Oh my God. No, it's true. Don't worry. It's true. I already regret my ways. So, all right.
Speaking of your mother, it's not going to be a joke.
I don't like to refer to as mother. It sounds like psycho.
But
My mom.
I mentioned a thing on the last podcast about stepping on her oxygen hose. That meant anybody. If I was in a hospital or something, your mother's in great shape. She's probably in better
Hey, buddy.
shape than we
Let
are.
me stop over her head there. My mom's in okay shape. I'm just kidding. My mom's in great shape. She is not on oxygen. So yeah, when I heard that, I'm like, oh, do people think she's on oxygen?
Yeah, so I thought I'd throw that out there.
Did you just transition into errors and omissions?
I did. Do you
Sorta,
like that
kinda,
segue?
Yeah, we were going that way anyway because we talked a little bit about Yes. Mark had a lot of good input. I think Yes is a great prog rock band that you either like or you don't. And,
I like Yes. I just was joking.
Now, we'll look at the four corners, the four horsemen of the apocalypse. What band would be the fourth if you said Rush, Pink Floyd, Yes?
Moody Blues.
God, you're right. Oh, and I got a strong opinion on them.
Or you could put ELO there. Also.
I was going to go Supertramp, but no, it's actually, they're not very proggy. They're
No.
just high pitched.
I would say ELO or...
I think Moody Blues.
Moody
ELO's
Blues.
good. ELO's a lot more pop than any of those other bands. They had pop hits, but they were a progressive band. Jeff Lynne could be the most underrated and okay with it rock guy ever.
Very talented.
That's what he does, man. That's what he do. So, Errors and Omissions, what else you got? I think I got all mine out.
Greg Lake was in Asia, but he only did the Japan tour.
So
he
didn't
played
record
4 or 5 concerts, and then that was it. He just did it for the Japan tour.
Okay, well.
And we were looking up...
conclusions could be, did he go to Thailand by chance, too? Or?
No, it was just 4 concerts. I thought I was pretty specific about that, and I didn't think it would be up for... I was going to say we brought up Happy Days, that the Big Al was the name I think you were going
Oh,
for.
that was
Vecchio?
El Molinero or something like that.
Right, but he was the original owner. Then Pat...
No, other way around.
Nope.
Really?
Yeah. And then Pat came on. Then he left. Al came back on. And then he took a leave of absence. Pat came back. So even the writers were confused on who owned Arnold's during the series.
Wow. How many seasons did Happy Days go there since you studied?
I didn't, but that
It
was
always
just
seems a lot longer than it
Mark,
really is.
Just make up a number, then use it for next week's Errors and Omissions. That's what I do.
53. Was that...
Okay, Jason, you got anything you want to get off your chest?
No, it's just good to be back. I haven't seen you guys in quite a while, so this is great.
Here, I'll spice it up a little. Who's your favorite daughter-in-law? Okay, next up, I've met them both, and I think they're pretty tremendous.
Well, thank you.
Hold on,
I agree.
daughters and all, you only have 2. You have 3 sons, and we all know that your favorite of them is me.
Your mom wouldn't even admit that. So
My
I
mom?
don't think Jason will.
That's the weird part. My mom knows which triple kid is the favorite. That's kind of scary. Your kids are great. Family dynamic is one to be envied. Mine's okay.
I hate mine.
I know, I can tell.
So
Yeah, we probably should edit that whole thing out since I just ripped on my family and yours.
Oh, that's great. That's too. Part of the deal.
Jim is getting very loosey goosey with
171. What's the whole address?
Yeah. Here, let me give you my social security number quick.
Oh no, we've done that a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. We just need the pin.
That's
credit card.
that's the password to our Facebook account, by the way. Username is marksucks at TheAscertainers.com. So
Ow.
let's go to the topic. I feel like things are going pretty well so far. Mark told me to say that when it's going well.
Well, you have a lot of feelings going into this, so go ahead. Well, you always said, I feel like, I feel like this is happening. You have a lot of feelings, Jim. You're in touch with your feelings.
About to get in touch with yours in a sec. You keep
Just a tip.
running that yap. So I thought rockers or ballads, and I realized that the Scorpions' greatest hits, they have a greatest hits record called Rockers and Ballads, and what an aptly named.
Right.
Because it's like Nicolas Cage. He's either whispering or shouting. Well, the Scorpions are either ballading or rocking. And I do not think I have any Scorpions ballads on here. But I went
either.
a different, maybe a different route than y'all. I have like some just regular old ballads that I like. But then I went with a couple of Lemmy written ballads. Lemmy from Motorhead. Are you familiar?
We know him.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I have some Rush ballads. So, and then some mainstreamers. So we got a
I
little
am
bit
going
of
to
time
look
left
up
here.
Pink Floyd ballads right now.
They're all fucking ballads, aren't they? They're just so.
Wow.
Oh, I think they have to be shorter to be a ballad, so they don't even qualify to be a ballad. They're just awful and long.
Small furry animals in a cave. Isn't that the name of the song?
Yeah,
Pink
sure.
Floyd.
Wouldn't know. Do you know Talking Heads have a song called Animals? And the lyrics go, animals think they're pretty smart, shit on the ground, see in the dark. I think that's a funny lyric.
You would.
I think, you know what we got to do, Mark? All right. Well, then why don't you start talking? I feel like I'm talking the whole fucking time.
You won't shut up, so every time I try to talk, you interrupt me.
All right, well, this should be the intro then. Oh, yeah. See if you can pull this for the before the theme music. You dumbass.
Okay.
So harsh.
So you're our guest tonight, so we'll start with you. Do you have... I had one that I thought you would specifically jump to.
Yeah. I thought about this a little bit this afternoon. I didn't really know kind of how many we were going to talk about each or whatever, but I kind of ranked them.
Wow,
The
you
three,
went over
the
and
three
above.
that kind of stood out to me the most. I don't know how you want to do this, but
Give us one.
well, the first one is Journey, Faithfully, which I know Jim's a Journey guy, and that's a great song.
Guilty.
Yeah.
Whoa,
It was a very good one.
Whoa. That came out when I was in college, when I was in 15th grade. Or was it 16th? That's a good ballad, man.
Very good.
Mark, you're next.
I'm going to go with Bette Midler, The Rose.
I know you're serious too.
Well, stick with me. It's The Rose.
Oh, get it? Rose reference. Stick. Or prick. Prick with him.
Or Jim. No, but The Rose the movie was about a rocker based on Janis Joplin's
That's true.
life. So it was
I think her nickname was the Rose.
correct, it was.
Do you know the dubious award that she won at the University of Texas?
I don't.
It's bad. Like, least attractive person on campus. And that was the thing. I'm cleaning up the actual award. If you Google it, you'll see that it's
That's sad.
quite possibly true. Well, it's horrible. But I think that's just flat out jealousy. And
I think when she's on stage and the energy she brings, she's very attractive when she's singing.
I think that she is a good testament to just believe in yourself and F the naysayers or whatever, the nittering nabobs that they are.
All right.
Cool. I'm gonna go with in honor of Miles Goodwin, who we just learned passed away, of April Wine, Just Between You and Me.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. It's a kind of a upbeat ballad.
Kind of a guilty pleasure song.
Okay there, Quisp.
No, I'm for
Mark's
Quake.
sitting there in his fur undies and a big bowl of Quisp. Or was it Quake? I forget.
Quisp won, so
Quisp. You had a big bowl of Quisp. What % milk? Or almond? Are you a nut milk man, Mark?
I do drink almond milk now.
Do either of you remember King Vitamin?
Yes.
It
I
was
remember
so
the
good.
song. And the guy was like, King Vitamin, have breakfast with the king.
Well, you know what? King Vitamin tasted like Captain Crunch,
Just a little less sweet.
right? And then for some reason they changed the recipe, and then it just tasted like Rice Krispies. It sucked,
And then
and then it went away.
When it was
It
like
didn't rock
Captain
your-
Crunch, did it hurt the top of your mouth?
It
Not
didn't. It
like
did not.
Captain Crunch.
That's what I was just going to say. It didn't destroy your mouth like... yeah, the King Vitamin guy was great because he had like little pyrotechnics on his commercial. And then he was like dressed up as a king, but he looked like Nick Bockwinkel kind of. So I loved King Vitamin. I always did. We
don't
never got
remember
it though.
that.
My mom would get us like fucking honeycomb. So that would be our high-end cereal at the house. A lot of kicks.
That's still good though too.
A lot of kicks. A lot of the Chex products.
They took a lot of sugar out of it and ruined cereal. Should just be.
The cereal aisle right now is like, what in the half? It's like 100 yards long.
Right.
There were like 5 cereals when I grew up.
Oh, there were a lot more than you remember.
Cheerios, Chex, Life,
Wheaties.
Bran Flakes. Oh, Grape Nuts. All right, there was more.
You
There
had Sugar
were more.
Pops, Frosted Flakes. There
Raisin
were
Bran.
other sugar ones that they took the
Super
sugar.
Lucky Charms, Trix.
Super Sugar Crisp, whatever the hell that was. That was pretty good.
Sugar Crisp. Was that like Frosted Flakes?
It's like that puffed rice.
Yes, those were excellent.
Yeah, very sugary.
Do
What
they
was their
still make
mascot,
those?
though?
I don't think so.
Man, those were awesome. Now that I think about it,
What?
Super Sugar Crisp.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do we do ballads? Why don't we do? We always do well with cereal.
You can do that next
We,
time.
we can't fall back on cereal every
All right.
time.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do another ballad then. Actually,
Oh, it's Jason's
JT,
turn.
do one. I'm gonna start venturing onto my niche ballads.
Yeah, so the next one is Foreigner. I Want to Know What Love Is.
Wow, I don't know. That's how I find out.
That is.
It's very
Is that
good.
Foreigner or
one.
Lou Graham? That's Foreigner.
It's Foreigner.
Is that a 4?
Could be. I don't know.
I know it's not.
I didn't
off,
research the albums.
I know it's not off Dirty White Boy.
That
No.
was
Actually, Dirty White Boy was off Head Games. My bad.
1983.
Apologies.
That
I'm gonna
song
say
came
4, but you know.
It's 83, I think.
Okay, so it was Foreigner, and then Double Vision, and then Head Games, and then 4. I think it's on 4, whatever year that came out.
Okay.
Foreigner, borderline underrated band
Yes,
because they had a shit ton of hits.
they did, but they
But
were
everybody knows who Foreigner is.
right.
What you got?
I'm gonna go with God Only Knows with the Beach Boys.
I'm familiar.
Yeah. Pet Sounds. It's one of the most underrated albums out there. Even the Beatles.
Pet Sounds?
Yeah.
Well, to the mainstream, but to any musician, Pet Sounds is
Right.
like
Even the
Bible.
Beatles said, "Oh, we can't keep up with the Beach Boys when they're doing this kind of stuff."
I
So,
think that I also think that song that you gave, not the best Beach Boys song.
I think it's beautiful.
Do
I
you?
think
Well-
the whole arrangement and the harmony, it's excellent.
Let's listen to it later. We'll take our shirts off. You know, because of the beach aesthetic and such.
Hey, Jim, I'd gladly pay you Tuesday for a beer today.
Woo-wee. I got you. Speaking of taking your shirt off the beach, I watched on Christmas night, Christmas Eve, the Barbie movie because I was forced to. And there was like adults and children around. I was far enough away.
Excellent.
Don't worry.
Jason just opened up his beer next to the mic. I hope it picked it up, but
Oh, me too. Did you also or no?
I
might
did.
do.
But
Okay.
he has an opener, and it just seemed.
Well, Jason drinks
cooler.
long neck bottles because he's like a sophisticated man. He's not a cretin like
Not
us.
necessarily. I just don't like Corona in a can, but most other beers I do.
So you're watching Barbie.
Barbie.
Was there more to that, or?
No, just shirts off at the beach. And my only my review on Barbie is too much Barbie, not enough the Gaz. We need a little more
Right.
Ken. Big Gosling fan. You can go back to our original episodes. I think Mark and I have already divulged the fact that we have vulnerabilities to certain male actors, and I'm just trying to see who. I think Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling were the top of the food chain.
I think you're right.
Maybe I should rephrase. Wipe the corners of my mouth. But yeah, so
If you ever see the Ryan Gosling movie, Only God Forgives, that's pretty awesome.
no, I haven't. I've liked him in everything I've seen, and a lot of those aren't in theaters. They're just in my mind. But anyhow, all right. Who's you? With Beach Boys?
Yours.
I'm gonna go with a mainstreamer. We're gonna go a little more rapid fire here. I'm gonna go with "I'll Stand by You" by the Pretenders. Love it. I just like the song. It makes me feel like dancing with my wife, slow dancing with my wife every time I hear it. So there, maybe that's what we. You just think that the I'm not trying to minimize your shitty Beach Boys pick, but.
But I am.
No, but it should be like, yeah, I like this song. You like Journey because it invokes this. I like Kashmir. That's my favorite ballad because it reminds me of that one time I was in the park with my friends. So I'm taking your story from you.
You're just an ass tonight. Jason, are you bringing this out in him?
You could like Enter the Outdoor, or whatever. What was the name of that song? The second song. It wasn't All of My Love. It was one before that. It wasn't Carousel. Oh, crap. I forgot the name of the song from In Through the Outdoor. Either way.
What's your next pick?
Pretty good song.
Trying to get
Moving
him.
on?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so my next one is probably, in my mind, the best rock ballad of all time.
Here we go. Give us a hint. I'd like a hint.
The name has already been mentioned once tonight.
Of the band?
Yes.
Or the song?
The band. Well, so to speak, band.
Okay. It's a rock.
Rock
You said
ballad,
it's a rock ballad?
From the 80s, 1983, I believe.
1983.
Oh.
Is it Aerosmith?
It is not.
Is it Firehouse?
It is not. It's
Okay,
not
well then
Warrant.
that's okay.
It's not any of that. So in my mind, the best ballad of all time is Bryan Adams' "Heaven."
Wow.
Unbelievable
Really?
song.
It
Yeah.
is. I agree 100%. Go
Unbelievable.
Canada. And I would have had you pegged more for a heavier artist because you tend to gravitate toward kind of a heavier sensibility.
That's the vein I roll in typically. You're right, but
Baby, you're all that I want when I'm lying here in your arms. It's hard to believe. We're in heaven.
yeah, no, it's great, and the live version's unbelievable.
Well, look at that.
Wow.
Well, you're
You
gonna
are
feel-
a sensitive human being.
Well,
I'm trying to
I'm
figure
crying
out.
internally right now.
I'm trying to figure out how many more times I like that song than Only God Knows Why by
Kid Rock.
whatever the Beach Boys one was.
Oh,
I like
Poor Mark.
I like the Kid Rock one better than the Beach Boys one.
I have danced to that song with my wife for decades.
Which one?
Only
Heaven?
God knows.
Oh, really? Diane danced?
Yeah, just to that song. That's the only time she's ever danced with me.
Oh.
And you're ruining it for us. Way to go. I hope you're happy.
I have when we're done talking about ballads, remind me about the prank we pulled on a teacher because we sucked as kids. Well, I'll just do it right now. My buddy Scott, Audie Scott N. God, I hope he listens. I'd love to get this guy on the podcast. My one of my best friends growing up, and we became roommates after college, and that's why we don't talk anymore. Which really sucks. But this is literally the funniest guy. But anyway, so we did a prank on a teacher, and he goes, "Hey, Jim, go ask no one's going to the teacher. Go ask the teacher to ask me how my dad dances. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. So the classes, students are rolling into the class, everyone's kind of settling down, and I go, hey, Mr. X. I go, no, I'd said it beforehand. So the teacher goes, hey, Scott, how's your dad dance? And Scott goes, you know my dad doesn't have any legs. And then he fucking ran out of the room, and it was pretty mean.
Wow.
It happened. That same teacher got so mad he fucking whipped an eraser at that same kid. Different incident. So anyway, where were we at?
I think
Is
it's
it my
my
turn?
turn.
It's your turn, yeah.
I am going
You
to
should
go.
well.
I'm going to go more mainstream because you
Don't
poo-pooed everything I've always
try
said.
to impress me. You're way too late for that.
Pale Blue Eyes by Velvet Underground.
Don't know it. I know Behind Blue Eyes by The Whom, but how does it? Again, can you hum a few bars? Can you tell us how
Well,
it goes?
if you don't know it, you're not going to. Even if I hummed it, if you've never heard it, then you're not going to know.
I'm on page 1 of How to Do a Podcast 101. Podcast for beginners. If you bring up a song that no one's going to fucking know, create some.
As you do with.
Jason's writing a note down. I'm screwed.
Yeah,
I
he's
crossed the
right.
line. He's joining Mark's side. He's going to defend Mark.
Jim really treats Mark poorly on the podcast.
It's true. It's true. This is all kind of a therapy thing. It's called shock therapy, Mark. Velvet Underground, is that with David Johansen? No. Lou Reed.
Lou Reed.
Yeah. What was David Johansen in?
Well, he
He's
might be
in
right.
something underground. Or the Velvet something. Tell the people what to look up, and then maybe next I'll be one
We'll
of those
look
people.
that song up. It's really not that hard. You just
Say the name and the artist again.
Pale Blue Eyes by the Velvet Underground.
Cool. Got it.
You know, like how you always put these comedians out there or comedian
True.
sketches,
No, this is good though. Well,
and you try to explain them,
you have
and they
equipped,
bomb.
You have equipped people. Thank you.
I'm trying to get Vicious back.
Is it Pale Blue Eyes?
Sorry, Jim.
By Mark Sucks. Eyes. Velvet Underground, and then I'm also New York Dolls. Who's in New York Dolls? My bad.
Is that Buster
Poindexter.
Poindexter? Yeah.
Yes, it's a thing. All right, my next one. I got one more. Then I'm going to do my Rush and Lemmy thing. I'm going to go Simple Man. Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin. Leonard Skinner.
Oh, we should have let that go. We could have got our first fucking email.
That's true.
I'm going to go Stairway to Heaven by the Go-Go's.
I think
So-
that should be Jim's theme song.
It was between Simple Man and Love of a Lifetime by Firehouse, because Firehouse really knew how to throw a wedding dance song out there.
Yes,
You think?
they did.
And where are they? Where were they before? And where are they? I think they had 2 songs. They both got more guys laid than Viagra, and so there's that.
It's my late buddy Dale's favorite band.
Oh,
Every time it comes on, like I've got this USB that I plug into my car, and so there's 600 plus songs on it. Every time a Firehouse song comes on, I think of him because he just I don't know anyone that was that dedicated to Firehouse.
let me ask you this, there, Mr. J. Can you discern between Firehouse and Sheriff?
Yeah, I can.
You can,
Absolutely.
because I mix those two some bitches up all the time.
Well, only
'Cause
because
didn't
I know
Sher-
the names of their songs.
didn't
I don't know
Sheriff
any
do-
Sheriff songs.
Baby, wasn't that Sheriff?
I don't either.
I'm in tears when I'm with you. Oh, see, Mark, this is what the people want from you. They want you to
Right.
make yourself vulnerable
And
and
everybody's
horribly
going
sing a
oh,
song.
Oh, that sheriff song. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put that on my notes because Mark says I can't look stuff up when we're recording. We're going to go a little long because we have a guest this time, or actually we're going to edit a lot of this shit out.
Well, there's
Yeah,
a section
everything
there
you
that
said.
you will be editing, right, Mark?
Yeah, most of what Jim said.
All right, anybody got any other? Jason, did you write down any more?
Well-
I want to know what you just wrote down.
Yeah, so
I'm troubled.
Go ahead.
most of the ballads came from the 80s, right? So there's a couple that are from like a little harder rock bands that I really enjoyed. I know one you probably won't know. Everybody knows this first one, but the Guns N' Roses Sweet Child of Mine. Very good song. But the other one
As a
is...
ballad?
Yeah.
I would say Patience is their best ballad.
Well, Patience is so overdone, though. But anyway, have you heard of the band Buck Cherry?
Oh, yeah.
The song is called Sorry, and it is phenomenal.
Isn't there other song like You're a Nasty Bitch or something like that? Or
Crazy Bitch.
Yes, okay, good.
Yeah.
So they have a ballad. I'm not familiar.
Yeah.
I am not either.
We can
I'll
listen
check
to
it
it
out.
after we're done here, but it's really good.
That's the
Really
best part
good.
about having Jason on is afterwards we rock out on our little Bose speaker here and
I thought for sure you were going to come up with Angie.
Oh, from
Of
the Rolling Stones?
Yeah.
My wife loves that song, for sure.
well, I don't know anyone that doesn't like that song. I didn't even think of any Stones. I mean, Stones have a crap ton of
Right.
ballads.
Wild Horses, yeah.
But Angie is a great song, and Angie, Jason's way better half, and it isn't even close, man. I've looked it up.
True.
I had a guy actually come out and measure, and anyway, she's great. But I think it would be creepy if I'm like, yeah, well, number one, Angie. Jason, what do you think of that? As I stare into his eyes. So, any others, Mark? Do you have any? Others?
I am going to go with something you won't ridicule me about.
I was going to say something I won't know. Oh, good. Way to mix it
Desperado.
up. Desperado
Eagles.
by the Eagles.
Correct.
First time I heard Desperado was Rhonda F. Audie Rhonda F. in junior high school sang it in the school talent show. Sat on the piano and sang Desperado. That takes some pretty beefy ovaries to do that. She put herself out there. So.
You know what might be a fun topic for you guys sometime because you have good memories. I don't. Songs from, growing up where when you hear them, it brings you back to the point in time where you remember hearing it for the first time. I've got like 4 or 5 of those songs where every time I hear it, it puts me right back to that point in time.
But that's, to me, I mean, I've said on multiple occasions, like, oh, I remember where I was. I remember where I was when I first heard Billy Thorpe, Children of the Sun. It was a New Year's Eve party.
I remember.
You remember? You remember. So.
Yeah.
Well, do your last one or whatever you want to hit.
I'm pretty much done. I just wanted to hit on the fact that Lemmy from Motorhead has probably more songwriting credits than he has actually recorded Motorhead songs that you would know of.
God rest his soul.
Yes, correct.
Yes. Oh, and apparently he was the absolute most legit dude.
Everybody loved that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, and I also have an Alice Cooper one. So I have Only Women Bleed. Remember
I did have that on my list.
Yeah. I'm not sure why I like this song. I don't have any sisters or nothing, and I'm not a girl, but I think I know what he's talking
And
about.
I can play it on bass. There's not really anything to it.
I also could have picked Kiss Beth. Great. Probably the first ballad I liked. And then, like Lemmy wrote Mama, I'm Coming Home for Ozzy.
Wow.
And I think he wrote
I didn't know
Close
that.
Your Eyes, the Lita Ford and Ozzy.
Wow.
Yeah, Lemmy.
That I
It's
didn't
it's
know.
a fact.
He's in
For
touch.
sure, Mama, I'm Coming Home. And I think the other one. But his songwriting credits are very impressive. I think he made more money writing than singing. And I showed you the one song he wrote. It was something about, like, I want to
Yeah, that was...
blank you in the blank all night blank. I'm like, oh, that one makes sense, but not the other ones.
All right, well, I think we're going to wrap this one up and
Cool.
maybe do another one since we have Jason held hostage down here. So
And maybe just bury this one and go with the other one. So
And
cool.
my wife's asleep on the couch, so I've got all night.
Why is she on the couch?
She likes to watch TV down there, and she's not feeling all that great. So
oh, that's too bad.
Well, cripes, let's get her on. Get her over here. Okay, good night.
Good night.
thanks.
Thank you, Jason, for being on. Thanks.
Love it.